we go. I tell you what, Hadu Yahuah for direction. Nothing happens for no reason. Anyway, I do always rise giving all the kabod and kabod to the Most High Yahuah through his son Yahushua HaMashiach, who is our Yasha and our Redeemer. Truly just thankful for this chance and this opportunity to come before you all and speak to such a knowledgeable crowd. So I do consider it a high honor. But we won't take long. Y'all willing to get me Romans 15:4. Listen to the book.
For whatever Nikatab before, Nikatab Talamedas, so that through endurance and through the Nakum of the Ketubim, we might have Tikva.
That's right. That's why we always hear. That's one of the things that preachers, he's really drilled into us. The sharp that come behind them, we're building on that foundation of building on the things that we've all been taught. And really that's the reason why we all come in today. We hear the word. It's an opportunity for us to build on what we've heard so that we can all become that perfect, that tamim ish. Matter of fact, while I'm there, get me 1 Corinthians 3 and 5. Maybe 3 and 6. We'll see. While I'm talking. Message to build itself, y'all willing. There we go, 3 and 6. Matter of fact, give me 3 and 5.
Sure.
Listen to the book.
What then is Shaul and what is Apollos, but Abarym by the hands whom you came to among each one.
And that's really what it comes in to be with any other sharp, any preacher that Yahuah has shalak out to send and bring forth the message. It's not a benefit to us, it's not to our own kabod, but it's all for a purpose. It's for the purpose of building us up to that tamim ish. Come on.
As the gift of the Adon that is given to him.
What we do when we bring forth, this is a gift that he's given us to be, and this is the opportunity for us to display that gift, not for our own kabod, but for the kabod of Yahuah. Come on.
I planted, Apollos watered, but Elohim gave the increase.
So one plant, another water, but Yahuah come forward to give the increase. So the thing that preacher's given us, he laid a foundation. So all of those that come behind him, we're building on that foundation. We're just watering the word that he's already put into us. We're watering the seed that he's planted into us. And ironically enough, what's the time that we're in the time of ingathering? And really, even with that, one of the things that preachers kind of elaborated several times throughout this moad, is that in this time, we wouldn't even be gathering the fruit, but we are eating and partaking of the things that we've already gathered. So realistically, any of the fruit that's going to be a part of that moad or the cog, that festival, is going to have to already be ripe and already be ready. Because if it wasn't ready, it wouldn't have been picked and chosen.
Right.
That's just like when the fruits that we have, the fruits out there, the peppers, the what's some other stuff? Kumquat, something? Pumpkins. Those are pumpkins. Okay. Some small pumpkins. Okay, can't even make a jack-o'-lantern with that thing. And we're like, Val had some sweet potatoes. They were kind of oddly shaped, but that's because they're organic. Okay, non-HGMO. But anyway, with all those things that they brought, they could have only brought them because they were ready. So the thing is, what is the value of those things that will come up later on and say, okay, well now I'm ready? It's too late. The harvest has already come. So that's the same thing that we do when we come in and we hear the word. This is a chance for us to be in the mindset of, I have to be ready, because when the harvest comes, if I'm going to be a part of the muad, the cog that he's going to have in this in the malkuth, I got to be ready.
That's
Big
right.
Lee said it. We talked about it the other day.
Yeah.
That's a part, the best party ever
Yeah.
thrown, because it's never going to end.
Yeah,
So that means he's going to have to have he's going to have something for us to feast on. What are we going to feast on, other than those things that are ready? Now, how are we going to get in unless we're ready? Matter of fact, get me Yaqara 23 and 23. Matter of fact, not 23. Give me 23 and 1. We'll start there. I just look to come through and plant. Come through and water the things that's already been planted. And the one thing about planting is, regardless of how good the seed is, that's just with the word. That word is nothing but a seed. So regardless of how good the seed is, that seed can do nothing unless it's planted into ground. So if the ground isn't good, then what good is my good seed? Is the fault going to come through to be with the word? Is the word with no value, or is it within us? because we have not allowed the word to come in and do exactly what it's supposed to do, which is to bring forth and manifest fruit. We're in the time of harvest. This is what we have to consider. How well have we changed and transitioned from when we first heard these things? Are we ready? If he were to say, you know what, I'm going to come in with these Moabites. Matter of fact, let's 23:1. Listen to the book.
And Yahuah spoke to Mushah, saying,
And Yahuah spoke to Mushah, saying, so this is direct word to word, mouth to mouth.
Speak to the Banim of Yachazaqal and say to them,
So this ain't Mushah not saying this of his own. Yahuah's telling him to say this.
the Moed of Yahuah, which you shall proclaim them as Kodash convocation. My Moed times, they are these.
Okay, and you go back up for me. Even a lot of times, we'll use the term, we'll say, okay, you know, is this a Muad or what? A Moad or what? That's really the appointed time. The festival of it is really the Cog, but the Moad is telling this is the appointed time. So when we're coming in, we're acknowledging the fact that I set this time. So we know when the harvest has come because we already had these things set forth. The book will tell you, read through Yaquara 23, it'll tell you the different times that the Moads would come in, because all of them were Moads. Keep reading.
For 6 Yamim work shall be done, but on the Shabba'iyum there is a Shabbat of complete rest.
So for six Yamim, you should do, work should be done, but on the 7th is the Shabbat of rest. That Shabbat, that was our first Moad. That was our first rest. That was the first Cog we had, really, because that was a chance for us to sit back and look at the work that we've done in the time before. That's why when we got there, we weren't working anymore. That's why even when we come now and preach is saying, hey, listen, we got to move away from doing the things that we customarily do with working, because this is the time that was set forth for us to stop and to consider the fruit of our labors. Right. If we don't have any fruit right now, then what are we looking to get later? That's the whole purpose of why we're here. We're trying to get fruit. Matter of fact, jump down and get me 23 and probably about 30. Uh, 36. We'll start there. That's fine. We'll work it. Listen to the book.
For 7 Yamim you shall present a each offering to Yahuah. On the 8th Yom there shall be a Kodash convocation for you, and you shall present a each offering to Yahuah. It is an assembly. So
in all of these Moads, when you go back and you look at it, all of these were opportunities where he told them exactly how they should be offering too. So realistically, we should be giving him some sort of offering when we're coming in. But what do we have to offer? What we have, even when we go back and we look at what the other offerings that we had, there were always criteria to what we were supposed to be offering. And everything that we offered was supposed to be something good. So when we come forth now, when we offering ourselves, is he going to accept your offering? Is your offering good, or is your offering something that he would reject? This is when we're going through and we're hearing the word, this is the opportunity to get that offering right, because the Moad is coming. That's what, in one of the times back before, Sharp Justin, he would always preach, and he would say, you know, we got to get into a mindset of not just being ready for when the cup comes, but always having in our mind, the Moad is coming, the cup is coming. So we have to now get in the mindset of, regardless of which one it is, the Moab's coming. The appointed time is coming. Get me Abarym 9:27. Matter of fact, just hold that. Let's stay right here for a second. Sorry, my mind bouncing a lot. Go ahead, keep reading.
It is an assembly. You shall do no laborous work at all.
You should do no laborers' work. So this is something that's more strenuous. You shouldn't do things that are beyond, because there's certain times where we have to come in and say, okay, these are times where we can't do work, but there's exceptions. There's exceptions of, okay, is this something where I've gone beyond and done something that was laborious, or this is just a necessary thing, just like with the Shabbat, how we can eat, how we can cook, so that we can nourish ourselves.
These are the Moed times of Yahuah, which you shall proclaim them as Kodash convocation, to present each offering to Yahuah. Burnt offering.
He's telling them right here, all of these Moads, all of these times that I told you, all these cogs, all these festival times, these are my appointed times, and I want you to tell it to my people. And what they need to do, Chris?
burnt offerings and grain offerings,
With their offering.
zabak and drink offerings, each yom's matter on its own yom, besides the Shabbats of Yahuah, and besides your gifts, and besides all your kativ, and besides all freewill offerings which you give to Yahuah. Also on the 15th yom of the seventh Kodash, when you have gathered in the crops of the Arats, you shall celebrate the Muhad of Yahuah for 7 Yamim.
So now we look at it and we say, well, why is it that we can't work? You know what I mean? I know that kind of come into a thing, especially when you got to rationalize the fact of, regardless of, how much I work, I'm already strapped for money. I'm barely making it with the job, with working. So what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do if I take off for these 8 days? Then on top of the fact, I gotta weigh this factor of I could get fired. What am I gonna do then? I'm gonna be in an even worse position. But the thing is this is you've allowed yourself to be so bogged down with your worries and your fears that you're not even taking to the factor of you're supposed to be celebrating. This is really supposed to be a time of celebration, but sometimes we come in and we allow so many things to become so heavy on us that we can't even free ourselves to really give him what it is that he wants.
That's right.
So at that point, why would I want to let you come in and keep my mohawk, Chris? You don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Why would I want to let you come in and feast with me, Dex? You worried about your job. You worried about your job gonna fire you. You worried about you gonna be able to make your bills, Ray. I wanted you to be here to celebrate. Right. How many of us can be honest with ourselves and say, we haven't really been celebrating. We've been so focused on the things that we got to do outside of this.
Yeah.
Because that's the reality. Yeah. And the thing is that even if we go a little bit further, we'll create situations for ourselves to say, oh, well, I got to do this. No, you created this. Yeah. You created this very situation for you to say, oh, no, well, now it's a need. No, you could have, a lot of the things, we be honest with ourselves, we could have been done these things, but we're lazy. And the reason why we're lazy is because we're not taking into consideration this is the time of rest. I want to do the work so that I can get into the rest. Even I've talked about it several times at this point about laboring to enter into that rest. That's just like the Moab. That is that Moab for us. Go ahead and get me that Abarym 9:27. My dad's with me this time. Okay. All those other times he wasn't with me all the way, but this time he's with me. That's my dad. Go ahead, listen.
And as it is appointed for the Beni of Anashim to move one time, and after this comes Mashpat.
It's a point of demand. This one time to harvest. This that one last time. This your one last opportunity to get it right. And the thing is when we read that Yaquara chapter, that 23rd chapter, the book of Yaquara, it told us all those times. So none of those were things that we had to wonder. We didn't have to wonder, well, when is Sukkot gonna come up? Oh man, I don't know. We'll never know when he might come back, and it might be time for Pesach. No, I told you these things. But now when it comes down to the time for our mortal bodies to die, when it comes down to the time for our mortal bodies to no longer be here, at that appointed time, we don't know. So all the pyrite that we had for the Moads, we knew when the harvest was gonna come. So they had time to get ready. How much time do you have left to get ready? How much more time do we have? Even the other day we were outside, we were talking, and preacher was talking about his issue with Del Taco, and he was saying, sorry, let me write this real quick. And he was saying how, I guess he had an issue also with Golden Crust. And so I was like, I feared, because I said, he's been a cursed Golden Crust. Now I'm entreating for them. I'm like, hold on now. He's like, yeah, I went up there, tried to get me some oxtail. He said, the oxtail they gave me, I started to let him have him walk out, but I went ahead and got him. I said, see, I understand. Because I too had been there before, and I said, that's not enough oxtails. Yeah. But I said, you know what? I want these oxtails today, so I'll take that loss. So anyways, the preacher was like, he was like, I'm finna be done with them too. He said, they'll be cursed just like Del Taco was. He said, and they'll shut down. I said, preacher, cause of them oxtails? He said, yeah. And so I forgot whatever it was that I said, but preacher came back, and the thing, it's a funny story, but he came back and he said, it's just like when Yahushua came and he wanted the figs. He said, but the tree didn't have no figs for him. So what did he do? He cursed it. And the thing is, matter of fact, let's go ahead and read that too. That's the book of Mark, chapter 11. Is that 11 and 5? Yeah, okay. Man, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I know what Golden Crest say. That's true. Yeah, and matter of fact, while we're here, this is what I want us to do. I want us to close your eyes. Close your eyes with me. Let us just forgive people. Let the spirit of forgiveness just fall on us right now. That's rich. That's rich. I don't know who that was for, but let's let that fall on us. Get me, drop down to get me 10. Let's see if it's around 10. Scroll a little slow, I might miss it. Keep going. Keep going. Try
13.
13? 11 to 13. Appreciate that. See that? I got 2 preachers with me, okay? That's all I need. I got my witness. All right, here we go. Mark chapter 11 and verse 13. Listen to the book.
He saw a fig ox from far away. It had leaves, so he came to see if he could find pari on it. He drew near to it, but he did not find anything on it except leaves, because it was not the season for figs.
So you know the thing that fig tree could say. What can that fig tree obviously say?
Not my
Why
season.
didn't have? It's not my season. It's not my season. Why would you expect me to have figs? It's not my season. I'm not ready. I need more time. I need more time, Yahushua. But what did he do?
And he answered and said to it, from now on, no one shall eat pari from you ever again.
But he cursed it anyway. He said, from now on, nobody's gonna eat from you ever again. He cursed that whole tree. Well, that tree, regardless of what could that tree say later on? Yahushua, give me some more time. It ain't Sukkah yet. The Moab ain't kept. My Moab to be ready. My appointed time to have fruit to be harvested hasn't come yet. But he said, curse you. Because I wanted it. I desired it. That's the thing, even with us, we'll look at it and we'll say, oh man, my season. You know what I mean? A lot of us, we operate on this whole thing of, this is my season of suffering. Right now, this is my season of just going through. I'm humble right now in this season. But the reality is regardless of what you feel like your season is, when the Adon, when he wants from you, when he wants pari, when he wants you to bring forth pari, you're not going to get that excuse. You can't tell him, it's not my season yet. I don't have nothing but leaves. Because what did he tell him? What did he tell the fig tree?
No one shall eat pari from you ever again.
No one's gonna eat pari from you ever again.
That's right.
Nobody. Nobody's gonna ever come back and you're gonna be good for nothing at that point. What good is it for but for the fire at that point? Because you're not bringing forth fruit. So what good are you when you're not bringing forth fruit? You're nothing but fuel to the fire. That's the only thing you're gonna be good for. Not only you, but me too. That's for every one of us. That's for everybody hearing my voice. Those that done heard it and fell away. Everybody. If you're not bringing forth pari that the man is desiring, when he's desiring of it, you ain't nothing but fuel to the fire. Get me something come to mind. Get me Yachazaqal chapter 18. The other day, well, you guys haven't seen it yet, but Yahuah, I think it'll probably play in like 2 weeks. But we were reading that the other day, and something come to mind as I'm going. Chapter 18. Get me verse 17. It might be 27. Matter of fact, make it 25. What's the last verse? Give me 25. Make it 24. Make it 23. Matter of fact, just make it 20. We'll start there. We'll work our way down. The more I read it, the more I'm like, okay, this also really entails and drives home that point. Okay.
The Nephish who katah shall move.
The Nephish that sins, it shall move.
The Ben shall not bear the abon of the Abba, nor shall the Abba bear the abon of the Ben.
Matter of fact, make it 18. We'll go a whole nother way.
As for his Abba, because he practiced extortion, robbed his ox by robbery, and did what was not tube among his own, behold, he shall moot for his abon.
So the father You can scroll back up just a little bit. So the Father had done things, he had practiced things. So these were the fruits of him. The things that we do, these are the fruits of us.
Yet you say, why should the bin not bear the bone of the Abba?
But you say, why shouldn't the fruit, so if the tree was bad, why shouldn't the fruit, the natural fruit, the son of him, just like we go back and we look at Bereshit, because everything go back to the beginning, everything supposed to stem out from the Father. Stem out the first tree, stemmed out from the first one, and duplicate the same thing. So now they're saying, well, if the Father was wrong, why shouldn't the Son be suffer for the wrong of the Father? Because surely, if the Father was wrong, the fruit that was going to come from it was going to have to be wrong too. But let's see what he said.
When the bin has practiced Sadak and Sadiq, and has observed all my statutes and done them, he shall surely Kai.
Okay, so the fruit that came from the Father, he had a choice and decision to make. He could say, I can go forth and I can do the same works of the Father. I can do the same Rosha works, the same wicked and unfruitful works, because regardless of the fact that whether it's fruit that you're bringing forth, if it's not something to tube, it's not fruitful, because it's not good for nothing. It's rotten fruit.
The Nafash who Kata shall move.
The Nafash that Kata, it shall move. The one, the tree that I'm going to cut off, that's the one that don't have the fruit. That's the one that doesn't have fruit that's going to remain.
The bin shall not bear the bone of the Abba, nor shall the Abba bear the bone of the bin. The Sadiq of the Sadiq shall be upon himself, and the Rosha of the Rosha shall be upon himself. But the Rosha, if he turns from all his Kataim, which he has done and keeps all my statutes, and does Sadak and Sadiq, he shall surely Kai. He shall not move.
He should surely live and he should not move. A lot of us, we have all made a lot of errors in here. A lot of times we can go back and we look at the ones, at least for me, I can speak from my perspective. A lot of times for other people, when they confess and they say, well, these things really hurt me, these things really burden me because these are the things that I did before I got here and these things hold me back. That's one way to look at it. But for me, I look at the more weighty sin to me, at least how I naturally look at it, is the things that I've committed while being under the knowledge.
Right.
And that's the thing that kind of hampers me because it makes you kind of get to the point, well, used to do that. That'll make you feel like, well, how can I get right being that I've done so much wrong? I done heard the word and, you know, like, how's he going to ever forgive me for it? But the thing is he clearly told us. He gave us those instructions. So the thing is even when we, and I said this then, even when we go through and we lose this tikva, we lose this Yaqab, like, oh man, I'm never going to be saved. How? The only way that I can do that is come back to what Sharav Justice said, is because I don't believe. Not so much, not even just for the factor of I don't believe the book is the book, the word is the word. It's for the fact of I don't trust him. I don't trust him to do exactly what he said he's going to do. The thing is that we'll put our hope and our trust in so many things. One of the things that preacher always talk about is your job. He said, you might go tomorrow and your job will fire you. And the thing is that I've done works, but if my job is closed down, who's going to pay me? So who's going to shut down Yahuah if I do good works? I'm looking to get a payment from him.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If you do the work, trust him that he's going to pay you.
Right.
Yes, I've done wrong, but if I change and I now bring forth good fruit, I can get something that'll remain. But the problem is for a lot of us is there's two types of changes that you can do. Rod, you with me?
Yes, sir.
What's the two types of changes you got in science?
Physical or chemical.
Physical change, chemical change. Tell me what's the physical change, Rod?
Something that changes on the outside and doesn't change.
Something that changes on the outside but doesn't change on the inside. So give me an example of how a physical change would be. Like with water.
Physical change freezing.
If I freeze water, okay, so it was a liquid when it was water, but now it's a what? It's a solid. So I can take that same solid, can I turn it back to a liquid?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I turn it back to a liquid. So it's going back and forth. It's changing, but in essence, it's never really changed. It's only changed in appearance. But tell me what happened if I do it with a chemical change.
Yeah, I'll give you another example.
Okay, give me another example.
Rusting.
Rusting.
Chemical reaction with iron and oxygen and turn to rust.
So let me ask you this. I'll give you an example. If I take baking soda and vinegar, and I mix those two things together, what type of change would that be? Chemical change. Okay. So can I take that baking soda and vinegar and extract those two back together, extract them apart again? I can't, because now they've become bonded. So that's what happened when we hear the word. The word should be coming into us and making a chemical change, or let's just say for sake of argument, a Ruachny change. Instead of that physical change, the things that we do physically, with putting on the TCs and Aku's covering their head, men wearing long pants and not wearing earrings and all these various things, these are physical changes, but the reality of it is until we make a Ruachny, a chemical change, we have no value because we can keep changing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We had to get into the point of we say, I'm done with that. I'm moving on from that because I want to live.
Yeah.
I got to make the true change and take on a new form. Come on.
Sir. All his transgressions, all his peace which he has done shall not be remembered against him.
All the wrong works that he did, they're not going to be remembered against him. You know why? Because he's changed. Just like when we just talked about that baking soda and that vinegar, it can't even go back. So why would I hold it against it? Why would I say, oh yeah, this baking soda is so powdery, I don't like it because I can't keep it together. It can't even go back to that. It's completely changed. So why would I hold back its original form?
Mm-hmm. Because of his sadiq which he has done, he shall ka'i. Do I actually desire the moot of the Rosha, declares my Hadu Yahuah.
Do I actually desire the moot of the Rosha? Does it? The thing is, we'll really believe that. Nobody takes into a doubt of, I'm going to be punished for the wrong. None of us that are in here doubt that, do we? We don't doubt that we'll be punished for the wrong. Yeah, that's the truth. We shouldn't. No. We shouldn't, especially with the information we've been given. Because at that point, we're just here wasting time.
Right.
Come on.
Is it not that he should turn from his darakim and ka'i?
Does he desire that the wicked should die? Stay with me now. Does he desire that the wicked should die? Does he desire to cut off their odds like Yahushua did? Or was it or did he rather Yaqab for it to bring forth pari?
Right.
That's the same thing with us. He doesn't desire for us to die. He desires for us to live, but in order for us to take on life, we have to bring forth fruit. We have to show that the word that we're hearing, we're bonding it in us, and we're bringing forth something new and something different. Come on.
Right. But when a sadiq turns away from his sadiq, does abon and does according to all the abominations that a Rosha does, shall he ka'i.
Shall he ka'i.
All his sadiq that he has done shall not be zakar for his treachery which he has done, and in his kata that he has done, for them he shall moot.
So just like we keep it back to the fruit, because we're in the time of eating and taking part of the works that we've done and the things that have been brought forth. If I have a rotten piece of fruit, how can I get it back good? It's not good for nothing. I can't take you back. So that's the thing of it. When we're wrong, our goal is to get right and stay right. If we're right, our goal is to stay right until the harvest comes. So that when the man gets us, he'll take us, and we can be part of the Moad and the Moad and the Cog in his Malkuth. All them M's will get you, but keep going.
Yet you say the Darak of Ma'adan is not Sadiq.
Yet you'll say Yahuah ain't right.
Shama now, O Bet of Yasharal, is my Darak not Sadiq? Is it not your Darakim that are not Sadiq?
So the thing is we'll look at and we'll say, well, how Yahuah should come through and he cursed that fig tree? Because I desired something. The whole purpose of why he put it in there, he told it to be fruitful and multiply. So what excuse are we going to have? Are we going to say he's wrong? Yahuah, you should have given me more time. It's not my season, Yahuah. Why hast thou cutteth me off? It's not going to work. I put you here to bring forth pari. I put you here for a purpose. Are we holding to that purpose, or are we going off from that purpose to do something else? Preacher kept talking about maintaining the assignment. How well are we holding on to the assignment? But regardless of whether you're a man or a woman, your assignment is to walk upright. So are you walking upright, or have you veered off and you done made changes and turning left or right, and you coming forth when you hear the word and you like, oh, I'm gonna change, I'm gonna do right now, so I'm gonna be all good. But then I go right back out and I commit the same Rosha works. So now instead of me making a chemical change, I made a physical change, and all I'm doing, I'm going from water to ice, water to ice, water to ice, water to ice, water to ice. Anyway, that's what we've been doing. We've been going from water to ice instead of changing what's in us.
Yes, sir.
We need to make a Ruachny change if we don't have him to be desiring of him. Come on.
When a Sadiq turns away from his Sadiq, does iniquity and moot in them, for his abon, which he has done, he shall moot.
So when he dies in his Rosha, when that appointed time comes, when that appointed time of harvest comes, just like we read in the 9th chapter of the book Abarym, that's an appointment. Just like all these harvest times that we have, these are an appointment. So everything we got to do is going to have to be ready before the appointment comes. But what did he say? Read that again for me.
Yes, sir. When a Sadiq turns away from his Sadiq, does Abon and moot in them, for his Abon which he has done, he shall moot.
So you know, that gives you an opportunity to consider something. You got two options. I can either say, well, because I'm alive right now, because he's still giving me breath and he's still giving me opportunity to get right, I can turn and I can get right. Or I can play around because I have time. None of those fruits are rushed to be ready before time. When we're going through and we're harvesting, we're giving them time to get ready. But the thing is, we know when we're going to harvest, the fruit doesn't. The fruit just has to be ready. That's all. So what are you going to do? Are you going to gamble with the chance of, well, I'm alive today, so y'all willing, what I don't get right today, I might be able to get right tomorrow? Are you? The thing is, we have done it, but the thing is, now we have a chance to do something different. I myself have done that. Now, I've said that plenty of times. I've gone back and forth so many times. Even if you listen to my Zamara, it's really a constant testimony of the same struggle that I had fighting to try to be right. Because the thing is we're all here to try to achieve a level of perfection before the harvest time comes. Come on.
And when a Rosha turns away from his Rosha, which he has done.
So when the plant that's not ready yet, when it turns from its Rosha and it becomes ready.
And does Sadak and Sadiq.
And the fruit of it is good.
He shall keep his Nafash.
He shall keep his life. So he's gonna be able to go into the Malkuth and live forever. He's gonna be able to be taken to be with Yahuah, taken to be in the Malkuth, in his storehouse. Come on.
Because he considered and turned away from all his Pisha, which he had done. He shall surely Kai, he shall not move.
He shall surely, because he has considered and turned away from all of his transgressions, that seed that we have, yes, really, the seed can't turn back into a seed. It brings forth seed, but it can't turn back into a seed. Now it brings forth fruit. Now that fruit has the opportunity to bring forth more seeds, but that seed itself has to break away. It has to consider what it is that I've been planted now. Just like when we went over before. Sorry, I didn't plan that. But anyway, just like we read before, that seed that's been planted and we're all coming in and we're watering it, that's the time you need to be considering. That's the time for you to be considering so that way you can turn away from your Russia. A farmer, he doesn't plant to get a seed. I don't plant a seed to get a seed. It's of no value. Just like in the book of Yaqab, they'll call it the book of James, chapter 5, about verse 7. It tells you about the farmer. What does it say the farmer does? He waited on precious fruit, but he's sowing that seed in hopes. That's what they tell you before that. He plants in hope that I'll be able to get something different. Just like when it told you, it said, does Yahuah have any desire that the wicked should die? No, I'm a farmer. What value is it? Why am I wasting time? I done built a hole of rocks. I done harvested this whole thing. I took a man and put him in a gun and said to keep it and dress it. So what would be the purpose of me building a foundation, putting tube ground, something that can be grown in to put seeds to burn it all up? It's of no value. He has no desire of it. He's desiring to get forth fruit. Matter of fact, get me Yaqab chapter 5, verse 7. Matter of fact, Lee, finish. We'll go there, come back. Where we at on time? We at like 30 minutes? You got to give me something. Okay. All right, we'll figure it out. Please, Dad, forgive me. All right, Yaqab chapter 5, verse 7. There we go. Listen to the book.
Therefore, his dam are applied to my Akim unto the coming of the Adon. Behold,
the farmer
awaits for the precious produce of the Arats.
He's waiting for it. That's what Yahuah is doing. Yahuah, he's a farmer. He's created this whole thing, and he's waiting for the precious fruit. Come on.
You call that the early rains are coming down on it and latter rains. So you also be patient. Establish your lob, for the coming of the Adon is near.
That's what we all got to do, ladies and gentlemen. We have to be ready. We have to establish our lives. Just when we went back, when we started off, we read 1 Corinthians chapter 3, one plant, another water. That's for the purpose of the pari. Just like all we here to do is to assist with what the man has already done. We're coming to add to what's already been established. That's why he told us to be careful how we build a pond, because the whole purpose of it is when we're watering, I can give you something that can hurt you, but my whole purpose of what I need to do is to make sure that I'm mindful, because he's not going to hold me guiltless for that. Right. And he's not going to hold you guiltless for that. So I'm watering you with tube water so that way you can bring forth pari. Read that last verse again. Read that verse 8 again.
Yes, sir. So you also be patient.
So you also be patient. You also, and then we talked about that patience being that endurance. We read the Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. It'll say patience, but it will say endurance. So for that seed, endure. Endure seed. Why?
Establish your life.
Establish your life. So that seed now it's got to be rooted. You got to be planted, grounded, rooted, settled in the word of Yah. It's the way of Yah.
That's
Come
right.
on.
That's right.
Keep reading.
For the coming of the Adon is near.
For the harvest is near.
Yes, sir.
Are you going to be ready? By the time, the thing is now this time, we're coming up on the end of this time. But when the Abba comes back, will you be ready? Because the harvest is near. Make sure you're ready. That's my time.
Yes, sir.
Praise Yahuwah.